pikes. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. Check it out. Oh, that's exciting. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. It's 8 o'clock, and I do believe on getting started on time. So first of all, I want to ask you guys, how many of you, come on in. How many of you are currently in the classroom teaching? Okay, how many of you are in an administrative role or just doing your continuing education credits? So everybody's in the classroom. Perfect, that's great. First of all, I want to commend you for being here, okay? I was a teacher for 17 years. 16 of those years were at an alternative high school. 15 of them were at Summit High for Alpine School District. I love teaching, absolutely love teaching, okay? And what you're here today to learn is how to go from what we think of low tech to high tech, right? You're here to learn how to increase student retention of their learning. Yes? Is that one of the #1 goals of teachers? Okay? And we spend all this time trying to get our students to learn more. Okay? I found an incredible way, and I'm going to share that with you today. Is that exciting? Just for me. Okay? Our first thing is our objectives, right? We always have to have our objectives. And our objectives for this class are, first of all, to learn strategies that increase student learning, right? Okay, so it's okay. We're good. We're good to go. First of all, we're going to learn strategies today that will help you increase student learning. Okay? Does that sound exciting? Yeah. Okay, first of all, the system that I'm going to teach you, your student review, is built into your classroom. How incredible is that? How many of you spend hours creating PowerPoints? Getting the font right, making sure you don't have any typos, making sure you get those attention-grabbing pictures, right? And you come in and you're trying to set, how long did it take us to set this up today? 10, 15 minutes? Frustration, which cord, why won't it turn on, right? Or you find out that the teacher next door has already rented out the projector. You guys have projectors in all your rooms from what I could see. That's incredible. A lot of classes don't, a lot of schools don't. And so you got to sign out your PowerPoint projector, right? Sometimes the bulb's burned out. Am I the only one that has these problems? No? This is yes, this is no. Okay, I like a lot of interaction. I taught at Summit High. Some of you weren't here for that. Summit High is the alternative school for Alpine School District. So I have 15 to 20 students that are all ADD and ADHD. Do you think it's a little bit hard to keep their attention? It is. You guys are awesome. I remember a few years ago I had a student, loved her to death, Shayla. And I remember this was kind of the end of my career. It was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back. And I remember looking at her and saying, Shayla, take your feet off Noah's face. And she was like, why? And that was pretty much it's time to leave the classroom. Okay? So you guys are awesome. You're all sitting in your desk. You're looking at me. It's so incredible. I love it. I love it. Review is built right into the class. How many of you have given a class? Like I said, you build your PowerPoint, everybody's taking notes furiously, and then they go home and they never open the notes, right? They never even touch their notes. And we all know as teachers that if they review within 24 hours, learning goes up 80%. 80% retention if they review within 24 hours. And so what do? You give extra credit. You give pop quizzes. What else do you give? Maybe I'm the only one that does that. Candy! Oh my goodness, how much money do you spend in candy every year? Here, Jimmy, you studied your notes. Thank you so much, right? And then we start teaching kids how to expect candy. And if the candy keeps getting big, I remember giving away king-size candy bars to 2 students who came to class on time. I'm like, really? Shouldn't that just be expected? Okay, so in this system, we're going to learn how to take care of that. Isn't that exciting? I love your smile. You have an awesome smile. We're going to deepen the connection with students. Because if my students don't respect me, can I ever teach them? I can't, can I? They have to like me or think I'm crazy. Okay, my name is Jeannie Cisco-Meth. Yes, I did say meth. Okay, it's a family name. I'm very proud to marry Mr. Meth. He's the love of my life. We've been married for over 10 years. We're still on our honeymoon. Okay, and I was known as the crackhead teacher at my school. And it wasn't all because of my name. I think you kind of get the hint of that already, don't you? Okay, but learning should be fun. Learning should be exciting. And I have teachers tell me, but Jeannie, I can't do that every single day. Remember, I've been practicing this for 17 years. You know, okay? If I have students teach the information to other students, the best way to learn is to what? Teach. Don't be afraid to say it out. Just shout it out loud, hon. Okay? Teach. And so if I can have students teach other students, they're reviewing and they're learning. And you're going, Jeannie, wait a minute, what is this system? I'm so excited for this system. Aren't you? Yeah, Myrna is, I can tell. So we talked a little bit about PowerPoints. We're going to go ahead and leave off the PowerPoints because, yeah, just scroll through these quickly. They take time to create. Students take notes. You think we're teaching them. We think we're getting there. But I'm going to talk to you about Post-it notepads. Man, that was one invention I wish I would have done. Because this person is sitting on the beach in Hawaii somewhere, right? How many times do you look around and go, man, why didn't I think of that? Or, I thought of that, but I didn't take action on it. Oh, they're all over. Okay, so what we're going to talk about here is Post-it notes. Now, I typically use an easel with a very large Post-it note. And we all know that we need to engage both sides of the brain. Go ahead and shut that off, hon. We need to engage both sides of the brain, right? Left and right. Because if I can have a whole brain experience, does it stay longer? It does, doesn't it? It's okay. You have the deer in the headlight look. It gets worse. Okay? And I didn't even have coffee this morning. Can you believe that? My students used to tell me all the time, what are you on? I said, I'm high on life. First of all, we need to use 2 colors, right? So let's start with my name. So I put my name on the board, and then I say something like, welcome to class. Or I say, how many remember the statistic for the learning? If they review within 24 hours, what's the statistic for retention? 80%. You guys are awesome. You all get gold stars on your forehead. And I have done that before. Okay, 80%. So now I take this, and I go like this, and I walk over here to my wall, which I have blinds on today. Let's see if this sticks. I've never tried blinds. I didn't have windows in my classroom. This is awesome. And I stick that there, and what happens tomorrow morning when, what's your name, sir? Kim. Kim. When Kim walks through the door and he sees that, what happens? What did he just do automatically in my classroom? He reviewed. He reviewed. Did this give all of the information that we talked about?
No. Highlights.
Highlights. Highlights. Because I take a PowerPoint and I spend hours and hours making it, and then what do I do at the end of the class period? Shut it off, right? And the students take their notebooks and they close them and they put them in their backpack or their locker, and when do they pull them out? The night before the test, right? If, right? That's a perfect 80-20 rule. 10% of your students take notes and study every day. Oh, I love those kids. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about them. Those are the great kids, right? And then 10%, they're never going to take notes. They're never even going to look at them. And they don't care about you. And my first 3 to 4 years of teaching those kids killed me. I spent so much energy trying to win them over, trying to touch them, trying to interact with them. It drove me crazy. And then you know what I realized one day? Jeannie, it's not all about you. It's not all about you. It's about them, and it's about all the staff at this school, and there's tons of staff at this school, and somebody else will connect with them. If I was the only one needed at my school, I would be the only one at my school. But I'm not, am I? I've got a whole staff of people. And the kids that I don't reach, the wrestling coach may. Right? Or the basketball coach. Oh, love basketball. Right? Somebody else will reach. We have some seats up front. Come on up. I don't bite, but I do get a little excited. Promise not to knock you out, though. Okay? Does that make sense? And when I realized that, I realized, Jeannie, there are tons of people here to help these kids. Help the ones you can. And the 80% in the middle, I'm going to do everything I can. And if I can build in a review system right into the class, oh, life is good. This is perfect. Now, let me show you the other part of it. You guys just got here, right? Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it. What does this mean to you? It's okay to say absolutely nothing. Right? They missed that part. But you were here, weren't you? And so after class, you can say, I'm sorry, what's your name?
Chelsea.
Chelsea. You can say Chelsea, because you're going to go, what's that mean? And she's going to go, let me tell you. And what's she doing? Teaching. And teaching is the best way to what? Learn. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a demonstration. You got to get out of your seat or you don't get one. I've got apples and I've got oranges. And yes, you do get to eat them. Do you want me to hand them out to you? Do you want to just grab one? Do you want to get up? I make my students get up, but it's early in the morning. But we got to hurry. So we got to move quickly here. Grab an apple, grab an orange. I want you to look at it. Think about what it's going to taste like. Okay? And as you're looking at these and getting ready to eat them, did you look at yours? Remember I told you guys earlier you would have a chance to win $1 and it would double your income for the hour as a teacher, right? Okay? So what you're going to do now is, I know not all of you have gotten one, but I'm going to do something a little freaky here. I'm going to have you put them all back in the box. And you're going, wait a minute. I used to tell my students, oh, I forgot something. And they would immediately check out. Why would they check out? Because they thought I was stupid. They did. They thought, what an idiot teacher. She can't even remember something about the oranges. But there's a rule here. So what I want you to do is I want you to put them back in the box. And this time you do have to get up because you guys are asleep and it's early. So come, get up and go put it back in the box and you're going to get a chance to win $1. Thank you so much for participating, guys. You are awesome. It also gives me a chance to drink water. So I was a PE teacher, driver's ed teacher, basketball coach. And I would come into class and I had a 1.5 liter bottle of water. And I would set at my room and I'd drink from it. And my students would go, what's in that? That's not water, that's vodka, isn't it? Or gin. I said, oh, no, baby, that's all water. I'm just high on life. Okay, chance to win $1. I was going to do 5, but I'm still a teacher. Okay, who can pick their orange or apple out of the box for $1? Go ahead. See, I love them coaches, man. Love them coaches. Now, you got to convince all of us and make us believe it's your orange or apple, okay? What did I just write on the board? Orange. Why did I write orange on the board? That's what we're talking about, isn't it? We're bringing in the Post-it notes back into our lesson, right? Okay, let me have it. How do you know that's yours? Thank you. Beautifully. All of you can have your orange. My husband's going to hand them back out to you. How did he describe his orange? By what? A black mark, right? Or a spot. Oh my goodness! He just talked about a defect on this orange. He harassed this orange. He's prejudiced. It has a black mark. Do you understand what I'm saying? Did his comment on black mark change this orange in any way? It didn't, did it? This orange is the exact same orange that it was before he said it's got a black mark on it. I have done this for years with my students. And I have never had a student say, well, I picked this orange, or I know it's my orange because it's the most beautiful, because it's the happiest orange in the bunch, right? We try to bully-proof our kids. We try, oh, don't say that. Don't talk about the black mark. Talk about the beautiful orange color. But it's the black marks that define us. I've been divorced twice. And you're going, oh! Now I've been married to the most incredible man in the world for over 10 years. And we're still on our honeymoon. You know how long it took me to admit, other than to him, that I'd been divorced twice? Because as society, we're afraid of people making fun of us. But you know what? Those divorces created who I am. And the black marks and the blemishes are my strengths. Why do you think I give this presentation to my students? What would be the purpose of this?
They're so hard on themselves.
Oh.
I'm thinking they need to be perfect all the time. And so
Yeah.
you're learning out a way that you're not perfect things are what make you you. And so
Yeah, they make you special. So your nose is a little bit big. Smell the world. Enjoy it. My husband can see incredibly well, but I got a nose. I've been legally blind my whole life. I remember in the first grade, I would sit right up front. I couldn't see. My mom didn't discover it until halfway through kindergarten. And the reason was we were driving in the car. And my brother, a couple years older than me, was learning words. And so as we passed exit signs, he would say the letters. And we would get a prize, whoever said the letters first. And I would never say them till right before we passed. And he'd be saying them way back there, and I'm like, oh. And finally I asked, because I just love to learn, and I said, well, why do you say it so soon? And he said, what do you mean? And I said, well, how do you see it? And he said, well, what do you mean? I just look at it. I couldn't see it. And I remember when I got my first pair of glasses. Oh, man, I put them on and people had faces. There were people and cars and trees and airplanes and leaves. Oh my goodness, my world was incredible. Until what? Anybody ever been made fun of for wearing glasses? Never, right? Did someone making fun of me for wearing glasses change who I was inside? No, it didn't. But it took me a while to learn that. So now I write this up, right? And I put it on my wall. And how long does that stay there? Sometimes the whole year. Because that is one of the most important lessons I can teach my kids. And every day they walk in and what do they see? Oh yeah, I'm an orange. I got a few spots or a few scars, and I still taste good. I'm still valuable. I'm an apple. My stem's a little bit too long. I'm 6 foot tall. I can't help it. I remember when I was a waitress and I'd walk up to a table and they'd be like, oh my God, you're tall. And I heard that a lot. So I got to I'd walk up and I'd kneel down, right? And then I went to work at two guys from Italy, and they had the cute little St. Pauli curl dresses. That didn't work too good to bend over in front of customers, right? And then I realized, let's use some humor. So I walk up to a table and I go, hi, can I take your order? And they say, oh my gosh, you're tall.
Oh my gosh, you're tall.
Yeah, and I go, oh, no way, are you serious? I was 5'3" this morning. Did she say something? And I say, oh my gosh, no, I was 5'3" this morning. What happened? I'm excited now. I can be a basketball player. And they would giggle and they would laugh and they would think it was so crazy. See, I've been a crackhead my whole life. So, what's the purpose of this? Right, our objectives were to increase student learning. Can you see how using flip charts that are posted throughout your room can increase student retention learning? This is yes, this is no. I need feedback.
Yes.
Yeah. Are they cheaper? I don't know. I didn't price. They can be, can't they? But how much time do you waste putting up a PowerPoint? Right? How many times have you gone to class and go, oh man, I can't do my PowerPoint today? Hours. How many of you use the same PowerPoint? Class after class after class. Right? If you use the same PowerPoint, you can use the same notes. Leave them up. The beauty at Summit High is I taught CTE classes, 2 of them, EMS and Intro to Health. I also taught driver's ed, PE, health, keyboarding, algebra, and biology. Right? Okay? It's a lot of preps. It's a lot of PowerPoints. It's a lot of pictures off the internet. Right? But these, I leave up all day. Now, the one thing that I do in every single class is my orange and apple demonstration. The other thing, in my next class that's here starting in a little bit, I do another demonstration. So if you want to stay, please feel free. And then there's another demonstration that I'll do in my third presentation. Those go to every single student because I think they're very important. The rest, you know, when I put mandible up on the board, any health teachers in here? Health, well, never mind then. Okay, what subjects do we have? Business. Okay, so if I put this, what's that mean? Return on investment, right? Okay, so if I have an ROI and I'm talking about business and I put this up and then I tear it off and stick it on the wall and Jenny comes in the health class and she goes, oh, did I miss that? What's ROI? What's ROI? Did I just cross-connect subjects? Yeah. Now, I know that you guys teach usually 1 or 2 subjects, yes? How many subjects do you teach? 6. I feel you, babe. I've been there, okay? Right? So if you teach a lot of subjects and you're thinking, well, man, that's a lot of flip charts. No, it's not. But think of your ROI. We had so many students come into my school day after day who had straight Fs. My dad called them A's with the side kicked out. Had a lot of those growing up. I had dyslexia. And I was one of them ADHD kids before we knew what ADHD was. Right? I had a lot of those A's with the side kicked out. Most of our students at Summit High have A's with the side kicked out. Never seen an A. And when they start reviewing and their grades start bumping up, it wasn't just me. It was the whole staff at Summit. I was just part of it. What happens when you start going from straight F's to a few D's, a few C's, and an A? I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. What happens? Self-esteem. I can do this. Right? Hey, maybe I can be whatever I want to be. The door swings wide open. and the little light bulbs go off, and I get goosebumps again. Right? That's what we do as teachers. We create opportunity. Actually, let me rephrase it. We don't create opportunity. We shine the light on opportunity. Right? Pretty cool, huh? So, our objectives for today were to increase student learning by adding the review right into class. Did we do that? Do you see how that can work? This is yes. This is no. And it's okay to say no, because if you don't understand, let me know. Because if I don't know, you don't understand, then I can't go over it again, do I? And I think we're tracking. I was in the Army for a while. I know, you'll go, what, Army? You don't look like you were in the Army. I was in the armor unit. Drove an A1 Abrams tank. Getting goosebumps again. Life's full of goosebumps moments, isn't it? I mean, they have that sign, it's not the breaths you take in your life, it's the moments that take your breath away, whatever. Mine's goosebumps. My son calls them people bumps. Okay? Do you understand? They walk in and they're immediately reviewing. I'm sorry, I forget your name.
Chelsea.
Chelsea. What does this mean?
I still don't know.
You don't, do you? But are you going to learn? And ask someone, aren't you? Somebody tell her, what's it mean? Come on.
If you review within 24 hours, you only take 80% of it.
What's 80%? A B or higher. If it's an ROI, I'm signing up, right? 80% return on your investment of a few minutes. I'll take that every day. Every day. Okay, now we have a drawing. I've got 2 people. Who else wants to get in the drawing right quick? I've got 2 books I'm giving away real quick. Write your name, phone number, and your email on a piece of paper. Pass them up. We'll stick them in there. I've got a drawing. Do we have any questions? Come on, I like questions. Pick my brain, stump me. What subject would this not work in? Any of them?
Your PE could be a little tough for this one if you're outside and you're in different places.
But where am I in the winter?
You're inside there, so you're going to get some out of it.
Right. And where do we meet before we go outside? In the locker room, in the gym, right?
Wherever I just see them.
Yeah. So thank you. Very good. Yeah. Maybe PE may be difficult. Well, it's not because I did it. And what happens if they're in the locker room or in the bathroom? Who else goes in there? Now, you may get things written on them. But you know what? Your students will guard these. Why? Because they just got an A in your class. And I love Jeannie. She's the bomb. First time somebody said that to me, I was like, am I going to explode? I didn't know what that meant. I had to ask. I said, Timmy, what's that mean? He said, that means you're really cool. So, thank you. Okay? And they're going to guard that, and they're going to see. Do you guys have a problem with graffiti on your walls at school? Or you want on your little Post-it notes? Because Timmy just got an A in your class, and he's never had an A in his life, and you better not touch my Post-it note. Right? Let them know, hey, these are kind of expensive, but if you use them, you're going to get an A. And they go, ain't no way I'm ever getting an A in your class. And then they go from an F to a D+. And I just shined a light on an opportunity. That's what we do as teachers, right? Okay, we're going to mix them up, and we're going to have you pick one. Okay, this is for the fish book. The fish book, Pike's Place up in Seattle. Woo, incredible. Eric Spencer. Woo, woo. Okay. Nicely done, Mr. Eric. You will love that book. Okay, will you pick the other one, please? This is for Heart of a Teacher. I don't know if any of you have heard of Simple Truths. Please, if you have not, please take a moment Go online, check out Simple Truths. I'm sorry, Eric, you missed this one. But you can come back next period. I'm giving one away every class. Has a little DVD in it. Okay? It's a book. Is the anticipation growing? Oh. Okay, you can do that with your little Post-it notes too. This is awesome. When you're up here and you're going. Who in here saw Ferris Bueller's Day Off? Really? Is that it? You guys just aren't admitting it, are you? You haven't seen it? Okay, go home and watch it. I love movies. We don't have TV. We banned TV in 2007 in our house. Haven't had it since. Woo woo! Okay,